Very few people knew about it. Polluters, as the governor calls them, have been seeing this coming, though, not the average person. The governor says the increase would be minimal, just pennies. It would all depend on how much the oil and gas companies pass this cost of doing business in Washington state onto the consumer. Starting January 1st of next year, companies that emit CO2 gas, like the gasoline refineries and Anacortes, will have to pay millions of dollars to offset those carbon emissions. For some, it's a tax. The governor calls it a cap and invest.
We in Washington now have one of the best cap and invest bills, which actually will give us cleaner air and will invest dollars in building jobs in the state of Washington.
Twice, voters statewide rejected the idea. One reason, potentially higher gas prices. And it was a money grab, not to be spent on roads, but on anything.
The political rhetoric is to call it cap and invest because they take the taxes and then they spend it.
And now, in the state of $6 a gallon gas, comes the political gambit. Will oil and gas companies pass the CO2 emissions tax on to customers?
This is going to have minimal impact, if any, pennies. We're talking about pennies, potentially. Not all of this would be passed off to the consumers, and what they would be pennies.
But the conservative-leaning Washington Policy Center disagrees.
If you look at his own department's study and the intent of his law, it is to drive gas prices up so that use goes down and we would produce less CO2.
It came out with new numbers based on the same Department of Ecology analysis the governor uses to justify his pennies comment. The center interpreted the report as the price per gallon of gas could increase 46 cents, diesel 56 cents a gallon by the end of next year. By 2030, it's 80 cents a gallon for gas, 97 cents for diesel. To justify the governor's comments, the report concluded a smaller impact, up to 1.5% increase by 2030, and then the percents go down in 2040 and 2050. There was no apples to apples comparison. At what point are you going to tell the people of Washington state that they're going to possibly see much higher gas prices next year because of the CO2 emissions tax?
Well, that's not true. They are not going to see much higher gas prices, maybe even lower than they are today.
So when the governor says it's not a tax and that we're not increasing gas prices, that's simply not accurate. He wants people to pay more at the pump so that they use less gasoline. That's not an ancillary impact of the law. That's the goal of the law.
So in California, where they have a similar CO2 emissions tax, it's estimated the oil companies are passing roughly 19 cents a gallon in cap and trade, or cap and investment as our governor likes to call it, onto the consumer at this moment. And California consistently has the highest gasoline costs in the country. Back to you guys.